So the following is just an overview of how we can use the data to help us target accounts in a specific geographic region. So what we've done here is we picked an area, we called it kind of the Rocky Mountain House, looked at some of the data, found the cities that are closest, towns, townships that are closest to that area. Then it allows us to query the different data sets that we have. The first data set that we look at is the pipeline data. And so what we're bringing back are the pipeline permits over a period of time. And in this particular case, we're kind of looking at 2019 and what was in 2020. And we look at the kilometers, what the OD max is, the areas that we have it, and of course the accounts. Then we have the facility data sets. And so what we're looking at is the facilities in that particular area. I went back a little bit further to 2017, and there we've got the company, the location, more location information, the type of facility, gas processing plants, batteries, so on and so forth, what kind of equipment's installed, and as well as what the production looks like at these particular facilities, how much gas, how much oil, water, sulfur, so on and so forth. Then the last data set that we have is the wells drilled, and again we went back 2019, so this is kind of a 2019 is as far back as we went, so the entire 2019 into 2020. And when we look at that, what rigs are they running, what fields are they going into, who's the company name, so on and so forth. So that's all the data that we bring in. Then we just build a quick summary of that. So here is the pipeline summary. So how many pipeline permits, how many kilometers in total, facilities, how many facility permits, how much gas, how much oil is really what we've been focused on. And then we also look at the well spud. So these are actually drilled. So the company and then the wells drilled. And we could have some more data there if we want to. And then we bring it all back into the master sheet. So we roll it all up and we add the accounts. And then what I typically do is I just kind of add up these rows across and I build a bit of a score. But what I want to do is I want to rank them. And part of that is just based on knowledge. So even though when we look at Beltrex has a high score because they've got a lot of production from a gas plant there, what we see here is their pipeline is low, their pipeline permits is low, kilometers is low, wells drilled is low. So they're operating close to this particular region, just north of it, but I'm specifically looking at operating in that map here. So I've ranked them as low. Husky Energy, same idea, not a lot of projects going on there, but a gas plant, again, probably operating north. And then so we've got them ranked as low. But then when we look at a company like Westbrick, then we can come in here and take a look at that and say, okay, hey, 5 pipeline permits, 23 kilometers of pipeline, 13 facilities, here's what their gas and oil production, so heavily gas, and then well permits, 11 they've drilled in that particular area. So I've ranked that as high, and then we go through the whole data set, and then I can just come in here and I can say, hey, I want to get rid of all the lows. And then there's my target list. So now I've narrowed it down and I've said I probably, sorry, I didn't want to, I clicked wrong. That's not my target list. That's the guys I want to extract out of my target list. Here's my target list. So it's a relatively small target list, but these are the guys that I'm focused on in that specific area. And then, some of the things that we can do when I look at grabbing the contact here. If you're using LinkedIn, I myself have a fairly advanced version of Salesforce, and I have the contacts or the companies, and then I have my LinkedIn integrated directly into it. So I wanted to come into to Westbrick, the account record. So I'm just going to go there. Just give me a second. And once I come into the account record, I can come in and I can see my LinkedIn profile, the company account profile for Westbrick Energy. So, and then just makes it a little bit easier. So now we see there's 25 people in there. I can click it, and then I can kind of look at it and say, well, who am I potentially profiling at this particular account? One of the things I might put in here is to say, okay, well, Rocky is kind of the area that we're focused on, so I'll put Rocky in there. Didn't see anybody come up on that side of it. That's fine. Maybe I'm interested in drilling, and then we can come in and see if there's anybody related to drilling. So here we can see, you know, these people have drilling in their title, and then I can look at how many shared connections they have, and it gives me an idea of people that I might be interested in targeting. I could come in here and I could look at facility, and see if I get any hits from a facility on that side of it. So, and then I could just, you know, you just change it up, and then I could say facilities and see if we get any hits. So essentially the same two guys. So those are all the different things that that we can look at on here. Here is some of the people that we look at, so that's interesting. So if we're looking for guys out in the field, I might say, hey, who is it that's in Drayton Valley that we want to take a look at? So there's our production foreman with 75 shared connections. So now that's somebody that I may want to go in and target. So that's a pretty good example of how you can use the facility information to target different accounts, rate them out, target them, and then go out and do some mining to find out the key contacts that you should be focused on